I've been under emotionally distress.
Sure.
I'm going to throw you both out. You're not listening to me.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at the tensest, wildest, and most bizarre confrontations in Judge Judy's legendary courtroom.
Where do you think you are? You think you're on Springer?
Number 10. Don't speak. It's one thing to fight with another litigant in the courtroom, but plaintiff Kim Nola has the bad judgment to fight with Judge Judy Scheindlin herself.
Ma'am,
I think
he called
that you
3
are,
days later.
I think that
he
you
canceled 3 days later. My policy is no refunds.
Miss Nola. Miss
It's in
Nola.
my policy.
I'm talking, you're not.
I understand.
I'm talking, you're not.
She nitpicks and challenges every word. After being dressed down for her questionable business practices, Nola refused to stay quiet when Scheindlin invoked one of her choice phrases, "Don't speak." Amazingly, she has to repeat this several times.
I have
Great.
no cancellation.
Just a second.
No
I'm
cancellation
speaking.
policy.
Hey, I'm speaking. Listen
No
to me.
cancellation policy.
I don't give a
So why
rat's
do people put these in
Listen
their-
to me. I don't give a rat's behind about what you're going to show me.
Even then, the plaintiff can't help herself. She must not watch this show very often. It takes a lot of courage, if not sheer audacity, to try to cross-examine TV's toughest arbitrator.
Why did he drop the dispute?
If you're going to talk over me, I'm going to throw you out of
Why
here
did
and
you
not
drop
even
the dispute
explain.
would be my
Hey, just
question.
a second. If you're going to try to talk over me,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to throw you out.
Yes, ma'am.
It would be my pleasure anyway.
Number 9. The landlord loses it. Some landlords overstep their authority. Plaintiff Lisa Palmer took things one step further.
You kicked in her door for which she had paid rent for the entire month of August. You had no right to kick in her door.
For reasons that defy, well, reason, she decided to kick her tenant's door down. She was desperately trying to keep her cool, but she was fighting a losing battle. The defendant's video of the event clearly shows Palmer kicking in her door, becoming aggressive and charging at her.
Police came out and did not. The police came out and did not arrest me. I would have been taken to jail.
They almost did.
I would have been taken.
They almost did. You can ask my witness who was there.
It would have sounded completely crazy without the evidence to back it up. Luckily, we get to see it all play out on video. Watching the plaintiff seethe and struggle to maintain her cool as the judge rules against her is oh so satisfying.
Judgment on the counterclaim for $1,500. You got a bad temper. You want to continue to rent to her?
Absolutely.
You do so at your own peril.
Absolutely, he will.
Goodbye.
Absolutely.
Number 8. You're not letting us talk. If there's one thing Judge Judy won't tolerate, it's a litigant who can't wait their turn. In a particularly unhinged case about roommate troubles, plaintiff Lakin Pickerel is suing over being unlawfully forced out of the home.
And they served me with a temporary restraining order and said the room was empty.
Okay, fine. Very good. Uncross your arms.
I'm not feeling good.
Okay, then you can sit down.
Co-defendant Francesca Ortega doesn't do much to endear herself. Her dramatic outburst, telling body language, and announcement that she's come down with a sudden and mysterious illness soon turned disruptive.
Did you hear what I said? I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3.
No, I'm sorry,
Out.
but you're not letting
Out.
us talk. This
Out.
is not even
Out.
what happened.
Out.
You got all the.
Out.
You have
Out.
all the
Out.
dates
Out.
wrong, everything
Out.
wrong.
Finally, as the judge sends her out, she accuses the judge of manipulating the situation by being so unfair as to present them with the facts of the case against them. Unfortunately, the facts are not on their side.
Put her out.
2 minutes.
Put her out.
Want to say.
Put her out.
Explain her
Put her
story
out.
for 2 minutes because I feel like you're
Out.
manipulating.
Out.
You're manipulating
Out.
the situation
Out.
with your questions.
Out.
Number 7. Behave yourselves. If this early case is any indication, Judge Judy used to have a lot more patience.
Somebody had an argument with your boyfriend.
She had an argument with my boyfriend. No, you had an argument with my boyfriend because he broke your window.
Because you wouldn't get out of my house.
Because you wouldn't put me out.
Hey! Ladies. Please.
She let these litigants carry on for much, much longer than she would have toward the end of the show's run. Defendant Ruby Washington's interjections go unchallenged by the judge, but soon the plaintiff's witness gets involved.
Excuse me, you left work early, honey. Don't
Listen,
lie.
Nicole,
you don't lie.
Listen to me.
Excuse me,
Listen to
I am
me.
talking
Tell
to
me
the
what-
judge.
Tell me what-
Get up again. That's all that's going to happen.
Miss Washington,
Please.
Soon the barbs and insults begin to fly. Everything descends into chaos as the judge dismisses the case. The post-verdict interview is more of the same, but with some extra spicy allegations tossed in the mix.
How many friends buy you a convertible? How many friends buy you a tennis bracelet? How many people sign your apartment on your lease? How many people do this?
Whether or not any of it's true, we'll never know, unfortunately. Number 6. Neighbor with a knife. A dispute about an argument between neighbors turns into an argument in the courtroom as well.
The living room blinds are heavy. It's a board at the bottom of them. When I hit it...
Well, you
and
had
they
a temper
right there.
attack, madam.
I didn't have a temper attack.
You didn't?
I mean, I was upset.
After telling the defendant to turn down the music he could hear through their shared wall, the plaintiff was shocked to see the defendant returning to his apartment with a knife.
Did you come back with a knife? That's a yes or a no?
Yes, I did.
All right. Go ahead.
And so I'm like looking at this, and my security door is still open, and I decided I better try to get to the door to shut it.
The defendant, pulling a bunch of faces throughout the case, readily admits to this. The two begin arguing back and forth about their conflicting versions of the events. Despite this, it's pretty clear who's at fault. She admits to having the knife, admits that she hit some of his property, but still insists none of the damage is her fault.
And got the woofer section of a speaker and threw it through the remainder of the window, causing damage to my level-door blinds.
I didn't throw it, I hit it.
What do you mean you hit it?
I didn't throw it. When you just throw it, I went up to his window and I hit it because I was upset.
Meanwhile, the defendant's young daughter is present for the whole case. Number 5. Tupperware tussle. Who knew that a seemingly simple roommate dispute would turn into one of Judge Judy's most infamous episodes?
And I followed her, and she opened her Tupperware cupboard and forced all of her Tupperware on me like that.
Let me explain something to you. Don't get dramatic with me.
This one's a bit of a cheat, because we didn't get to see the fight itself in the courtroom. However, given the legendary plaintiff's hard-hitting, emotionally wrought testimony about this now infamous Tupperware attack, it more than earns its place on this list.
She's leaning her whole body into me, pointing her finger in my face. How dare you? Don't you even dare. Shame on you. That's it. I want you out of here. And she hit my head with her finger. She had all of her weight.
Frankly, plaintiff Karina Roy's storytelling abilities are unmatched. Her vivid descriptions of her ex-roommate's wielding of a deadly food container is so visceral, it's almost like being there.
Looking directly at me and said, hey, the babies, as she's looking at me. And I had not said anything through this whole entire time.
What's even more shocking is that she actually wins her case, but for a totally separate issue. Number 4, ex-lovers quarrel.
How would I even do that? You're capable of almost anything, I would say.
I'm not liking the two of you.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Your Honor.
Unpaid rent, a burned couch, and a whole lot of unresolved anger make up one of the more contentious and petty arguments before Judge Scheindlin. The two litigants can barely contain their snide smirks as they trade slurs and devastating insults about topics ranging from alcohol to the dangers of fire dancing indoors.
Did we already explain that you're a fire dancer?
I'm not looking at anybody.
No one fire dances indoors. That's absurd. You're drunk all the time anyway. You're twice as drunk and half as attractive.
If these jabs seem a little too polished to believe, you might be onto something.
Tell them goodbye.
Goodbye. Parties are excused. You may step out.
We're done. Come back when you can learn to behave.
This is plaintiff Brittany Kittredge's second time on the show with her supposed ex, and according to her website, they were both fake cases filed for some extra cash. Number 3, she wanted a relationship. In another case from the early seasons, things got very heated and very, very weird in the aftermath of this case.
She tried her hardest to take him away from me, but it just didn't work because the true her came out.
Apparently, this trio of litigants got a little too close for comfort. Plaintiff Beverly Zwick says her collectible stamps were stolen and her married lover, the defendant, owes her.
I want all you people at home to decide whether you think I would be bored with this person, the blonde hair, or the gray-haired lady over here.
Zwick even alleges the defendant's wife was fully aware of their affair. The drama spills over into the hallway, where the middle-aged litigants make a series of allegations and insinuations that had us wanting Judge Judy to call the case back in.
You're pretty good for 51.
Okay. No, you don't.
Oh, I do.
You know, Bob,
The
that's
gray hair is
sad.
becoming.
You are
I don't know what the whole bottom line of this. Beverly Zwick wanted to get in bed with me.
We need to get to the bottom of this. Number 2, you think you're on Springer. A jilted girlfriend is accused of pouring bleach over the plaintiff's clothes. Her claim is that she was only threatening to pour bleach on the clothes when the plaintiff lunged at her. This caused the bleach to spill on all of his clothes.
And it fell over the rest of the clothes that she had piled up in the middle of the floor. That's your fault.
No, it's not my fault.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not.
Being cheated on is heartbreaking, but the defendant refuses to take responsibility for the property damage. She's not afraid to tell the judge she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's a bold move, but it's not going to work out for her.
He over there acting all just like he ain't want to say nothing now. You know that's exactly what happened too. Didn't nobody pile your...
Listen to me! Where do you think you are? You think you're on Springer? You're not.
It's when she starts trying to have a part 2 of her argument with the plaintiff in the courtroom that the judge gets fed up. Even then, she refuses to back down.
But what about my computer? What about my computer? But you gonna sit here and let me, you gonna walk away like that? That don't even make no sense. What about my computer? I don't get no chance to say nothing.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Divine intervention. This one is a blast from the past in all sorts of ways. After her public profile skyrocketed in the wake of a scandal involving actor Hugh Grant, Divine Brown appeared as a defendant on Judge Judy.
What was the date of the incident with this actor fellow?
Hugh Grant? I can't even remember right now.
Month and year. Come on. Miss Brown, quiet!
Sued by an alleged former manager for unpaid labor, Brown insists she doesn't even know him. From the start, plaintiff Rick Lomas is unable to restrain himself. After returning to the courtroom, litigants soon devolve into an argument so loud, not even Judge Judy's voice can cut through it.
I'm almost ready to throw you all out. You're testing my patience. That's a bird. Everybody out again.
Step out.
After at least 2 recalls, the unruly case descends into utter chaos, the likes of which is rarely seen on any court show, let alone Judge Judy.
Step out, please. This way. Step out, please. Step out.
Jump over here, man. You ain't ready for that. You know that.
What's your most memorable Judge Judy fight? Tell us in the comments.
Together, till you decide to change your mind and had my daughter behind the closed door.
Get out.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.